So the album has the new album that I'm putting out this summer has totally been mixed and mastered. It's completely finished. It feels good to have it done. I'm a month ahead of my deadline because I kind of worked really hard and focused on this endeavor. I tried to take video of a little bit of the process when I was doing the final mix, and I was just way too busy. I get, like, when I'm working on stuff, I just can't stop. I mean, like, 12 hours can pass by and I'll forget to eat. I'll forget to, like, stretch my legs, and I'll be like, wow, that was 12 hours. It'd be crazy. It's crazy. But if you do what you love, if you do what you're good at, if you do what you're getting better at all the time, and if you get results doing that, then you're just going to keep doing it, and that's what I do. So I'm very proud of what I have. And I haven't had a chance to give a listen to the full album yet. I've been spending a lot of time fixing the last two tracks that needed a lot of work. No, not a lot of work, but it needed work. And I told myself that I wouldn't listen to it until it had been done for a few days. So here we are. So I was gonna do some today if I have time, but it's just about to get really loud where I am, so I might not be able to demonstrate the stuff that I want to demonstrate, but I'll try. So we're gonna go over to the console area over there, and we're gonna like open up some sessions, just give you a look at what's going down. So let's go over there, check that out. So if anyone has been paying attention to anything I've been doing, I've done a couple of videos here and there over the past like month or so, kind of demonstrating kind of some of the stuff I'm doing, but not all of it, because I mean, when I'm working, I gotta focus. I don't have a filmographer with me, a videographer, so I have to videography my own stuff. So I'm got my computer on, and I'm gonna open up Pro Tools. It's actually open already, so let's just go, and we're gonna open something. And this song was recorded just over a month ago, and it was recorded and completed within probably 16 hours. And I did this with Pete Devlin. So a few weeks ago, I was doing a little mixing on this. It was a reference mix, and now it's basically done. So let's listen to the beginning here. Okay, that's the beginning. It's not that loud. I'm gonna do it again. Okay, so I'm gonna play it again, just a little bit from the very beginning, and I'm gonna actually play it before it actually starts. This is the stuff that got edited out here. I don't want to play them right now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring up my iTunes, and there's the list of the album right there. If you saw the title, you saw the title, but you're not supposed to see the title or the titles. God damn it. Okay, so there we are. So I have the album in my iTunes right now, and it's completely mixed and mastered. All the times for the songs are here on the side. The name of the album I will be telling everybody very shortly, but right now it's not relevant. So iTunes is discontinuing its service. That app is going to go the way of the dinosaur, dodo, or print media, whatever you may call it. It's finished. So it sucks because I like to reference the work that I'm doing in iTunes. So I'm gonna have to find a different way to reference it. So look at those. So I was gonna actually play some songs from the album. I was gonna open some mixing sessions and stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna press play right now. We're gonna look at the waves on the iTunes program for this song. So usually when I listen to the album, when it's done, sometimes I put it in iTunes and I'll just watch the wave show that it demonstrates for me or presents, and for all of us who watch or listen. And I watch the waves, and I watch the way they behave as the music changes. And the waves are a lot more, how you say, stable. The waves behave more stable when the album is mastered and when the final mix is done, because everything's clean enough and ready to distribute, ready to present, and the waves start to look more. They behave themselves a lot nicer than they do before. But when they're the other way, they're just not as refined, and you can see it. I like mixing a lot. If you were to ask me what part of the process I enjoy the most, I do enjoy writing. I love it because it's something that comes from somewhere intangible. But being a musician, I really like to sculpt the arrangement with the music, which is like developing the song after writing it. I really enjoy that process as well. And then there's tracking. So as soon as everything's together, there's a tracking process. So we track the parts that are going to go into the mix, that is eventually going to be mastered and distributed for consumption or streaming. Tracking is one of those things that I do really enjoy, but it is a little tedious, and it can get on my nerves because that's when you're placing the parts inside what is going to become the mix of the arrangement of the song, and it's usually a session, and it can become tedious because what happens is that you have to be perfect when you're playing the parts, whether you loop, cut, edit, whether you play live off the floor, you still gotta get those tracks in there, and they've gotta be good. The signal to noise ratio's gotta be perfect. All the cables you're using, all the connections, everything's gotta flow. You know, you can't cheat. So it's fun to play. I like playing the parts, but having to do parts over again is kind of a shitty thing. But obviously, I've needed to do that. I've had musicians that come in and have to take parts over, but usually most people can do things in one or two takes, and that's kind of a sign or a Hallmark pro. Now, I'm not saying I'm a Hallmark pro, but I don't like the term. Maybe I am, but I don't like the term, but I will call others that because I'm lazy today. It's the weekend and I'm not working. I decided to take a day to just not do shit when it comes to this. But I'm still talking, obviously. You can shut me up.